right, ladies and gentlemen, if I can have your attention, please. If everyone can please find their seats. We'd like to get started with the program. If everyone can please be seated. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if I can have your attention, please, I'd like you all to please welcome on stage Dr. Vijay PRABHAKAR along with Gulshan Baksh. Please give him a big hand.
Good afternoon. Now we are presenting our MCs for this afternoon, Emilio Martinez and Abita Dhanraj. Emilio is a student of University of Illinois, and Abita is a student of University of Illinois as well. We now present to you the honorable guest who's going to give the call to action today, Mrs. Surabhi Kumar, the First Lady of India at Chicago, along with Mrs. Santosh Kumar, Mother Teresa of Chicago. Surabhi means the nectar, the ambrosia of life, and she always translates, be of good cheer no matter what. Please give it up for Surabhi Kumar and Ms. Santosh Kumar. Now we have the host, Mr. Neelam Patel, an entrepreneur, MBA, an avid golfer, and son of a great father, and a son of distinction, a brother of humanity, and a husband of devotion, and a father of love. Neil Patel, CEO of Medstar Laboratory. Now we have great thing to welcome our ambassador, Amit Kumar, a man on the move, an incisive thinker. Please proceed. A plain-speaking, intelligent, well-read man who chooses to act, who chooses to challenge, who chooses to succeed, who chooses to conquer, and above all, who chooses to lead. Ambassador Amit Kumar. Now we'll have our awards jury's chair, Rani Yusuf. Welcome our chief guest, Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy, Raja Krishnamurthy is our poster boy in the U.S. Congress, a voice, a person to watch. Just yesterday, he introduced a bill to teach kids financial management skills. Please welcome our honorees at this time. Thank you. And now I'll request Ms. Vinita Gulbani, who is the president of the Indian American Cultural Association, to please present a floral bouquet to our chief guest, Honorable Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy, at this time. And next, we'll request Ms. Shanu Sangha, who is the secretary of the Indian American Cultural Association, to present a floral bouquet to Ambassador Amit Kumar. And the treasurer of Indian American Cultural Association will present a floral bouquet to Mrs. Surabhi Kumar. No, Kashuri, no, Raja, Hari. And now, let's have the MCs take over. Emilio Martinez and Abita Dhanraj.
Welcome. The Indian American Business Coalition and the Global Eye Digital News Magazine's International Women's Day celebration of 2021.
Our theme is Choose to Challenge Women in Leadership.
Now, Anika Karamuri, senior at Naperville North High School, will now sing the Star-Spangled Banner, America's national anthem. Please stand.
Hello. Good afternoon. Please rise for the national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at our twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Abita. Now we'll request Ms. Gulshan Baksh to give the invocation.
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. And let's bow our heads and come before God before we start the program. Gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for these beautiful people who are here. I ask you, Lord, to bless them and bless their families. And I ask you to guide us and be with us as we're going to proceed to honor the top 20 global women. And I ask you, Lord, to humble ourselves before you. And Lord, please forgive us. And I thank you, Lord, for saving us by your grace and by your divine power. And you always be with us, Lord, and help us as we going to celebrate this occasion, and be with us while we do all this, and be with us tomorrow. I ask you, Lord, to bless our chief and all the team. I ask you, Lord, to bless Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy, Congressman Danny Davis, as you have been blessed them for years, Lord. Use them to glorify your name and use them more mightily to serve your people as they have been doing it for a long time. I ask you to bless us and keep us from all evils and from all difficulties. I thank you, Lord, that you brought us together again after a long time, after all the pandemic, after all the difficulties, but I thank you that you provided all of us here safely and we are all healthy. And I thank everything in your precious name. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you. And I welcome you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that. I'm delighted to introduce the dashing debonair Neil Patel, chairman of the Indian-American Business Coalition. Neil Patel is one of the leading Indian-American businessmen in Chicagoland. Neil Patel is the CEO of Medstar Laboratory.
Neil also serves on the board of directors of the Caribbean Medical School. He's also an entrepreneur par excellence, having businesses in different areas. Neil Patel is above all a humanitarian par excellence, a person who reaches out to those in need silently. Please welcome Neil Patel, the CEO of Medstar Laboratory.
Thank you for the great introduction. Welcome to all the distinguished women of excellence this afternoon. Today is a very special moment for my brother Raj and I, as this is the first time we have reopened this auditorium since my father passed away in December 2014. Our father, NAREN Patel, to honor his legacy, we have named this auditorium as NAREN Patel Auditorium. It is only fitting that we have with us Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy and India's Consul General, Mr. Amit Kumar, and the First Lady, Mrs. Kumar, at this reopening to celebrate International Women's Day. As chairman of Indian American Business Coalition and CEO of Medstar Laboratory, we wish all of you a happy International Women's Day. At Medstar, 80% of our 320 employees are women, and 33% of our company is owned by a woman. Diversity, gender parity, and women empowerment are high on our corporate mission. This afternoon, all of us are here to celebrate the Chicagoland Top 20 Women of Excellence. This is the first time we have hosted this event. Indian American Business Coalition, along with the Global Eye, hope to make this an annual event. At Medstar, we strive to provide professionalism and personal service at its best. We are the oldest and largest independent-owned clinical laboratory in the state of Illinois, servicing over 800 medical offices throughout Chicagoland, Indiana, and Wisconsin. Congratulations to 2021 Chicagoland's Top 20 Women of Excellence. Hope this honor will inspire you to scale new heights and continue your journey of progress to make this world a better place for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Neil. That was very short, sweet, and simple. I hope all of you feel welcome at Medstar Laboratories, NAREN Patel Auditorium. And as Neil Patel said, this is the first event being held in the newly christened auditorium in honor of his dear dad, NAREN Patel.
And a special welcome to our youth leader, Tanya PRABHAKAR. Tanya is the Chief Operating Officer, COO of the Global Eye, the worldwide digital news magazine that in a span of the last 2 years has reached a dizzying subscriber count of 35 million, including 1 million subscribers here in Chicagoland.
Tanya PRABHAKAR is an attorney by profession. She is also a leader in her own right, having been the youth chair of Congressman Danny K. Davis's multi-ethnic advisory task force for the last 10 years. Tanya's passion is music and reading, and she loves to serve.
Please welcome Tanya PRABHAKAR.
Thank you. Today, America is in a new era. 2021 is a historic year for women empowerment. America elected its first woman vice president, Kamala Harris. Vice President Harris is an individual who can truly follow the Gandhi legacy in this digital age. On behalf of the Global Eye Worldwide Digital News magazine, we greet all the women throughout the world, particularly our Chicagoland's Top 20 Women of Excellence 2021. The Global Eye was started as we wanted a worldwide digital media to stay connected and be updated on issues which are not covered or seen in everyday news outlets. In our first edition, we had the Iron Lady of America, Cook County President Toni Preckwinkle featured on the cover. 2020 was a very different year. Women rose to the occasion as frontline workers, healthcare heroes, and household chiefs. Women around the world took it upon themselves to challenge the COVID pandemic, each in their own ways. There are very few periods in modern history that have tested our resilience and shaped humanity, culture, and politics the way 2020 has. From a global pandemic and racial injustice to an increasingly volatile climate, we are entering an exciting period of history where the world expects balance. Balance drives a better working world. Let us all help to create this better balanced world. The UN Women announced the theme for the International World Day, which is on March 8th, as Women in Leadership, Achieving an Equal Future in a COVID-19 World. March 8th, International Women's Day, is a global day celebrating the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. The day, March 8th, also calls a call to action for accelerating gender parity, celebrating women's achievements, and raising awareness about women's equality. Today, we are celebrating women who have made a difference in people's lives in their own way, and also women who played a significant role in providing relief during the COVID pandemic. Women in leadership, women in action, women in achieving an equal future in a COVID-19 world. Our theme for 2021 is Choose to Challenge. A challenged world is an alert world. Individually, we are responsible for our own thoughts and actions all day, every day. We can all choose to challenge and call out gender bias and inequality. We can all choose to seek out and celebrate women's achievements like we are doing this afternoon. Collectively, we can all help create an inclusive world. From challenge comes change, so let us all choose to challenge.
Thank you so much, Tanya. I would like to emulate you and be an achiever just like you. You are a true role model for all of us in my generation.
Speaking of successes and successful ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to introduce you to the Mother Teresa of Chicago, none other than Dr. Mrs. Santosh Kumar, the Women's Chair of Indian American Business Coalition. She is formally known as the founder, executive director of Metropolitan Asian Family Services.
Metropolitan Asian Family Services, MAFS, is an organization dedicated to seniors which Ms. Kumar founded 28 years ago. Mrs. Santosh Kumar is an accomplished lady, having won several awards and honor to her credit. She is associated with several organizations, and she's today Illinois' woman icon. Dr. Mrs. Santosh Kumar, Ms. Kumar will introduce the First Lady of India at Chicago, Ms. Surabhi Kumar.
Thank you for such a good introduction. Good afternoon to all of you. Before I go to invite or introduce a very distinct guest here, I want to give the congratulations to all women awardees for Chicago 20 Women of Excellence. Congratulations to all of you, the different fields. Now, I want to take your attention to welcome our very distinguished guest here, Surabhi Kumar. She is a lady of virtue, vibrant, lifeful, and in action. She is the wife of a Consul General here of India. And before that, being wife, she has to do a multiple role at the home, in the office, and for the country. She has a multiple portfolios because of that. And by her, she's an educator, she's a teacher. She has been teaching in the Berlin, Tokyo, New York, and now in Chicago. She's teaching the children the value system and the mathematics and science. So she's a very distinct in a way. And personally, if I go further, she is a friend of a friend. Such a warm heart, loving lady who can make a difference. And we are talking about the gender parity. I think we are the people, and she is the first example for a gender parity. Because she comes along with our Consul General, Amitji, to do her part. And he allowed it. So now the question is, the men who are here, you have to listen that now is a new era. Women has to be recognized. Women has to be given a role. And you have to understand the half word of the women. Women is a thermostat of a family and of a home. If the woman is angry, everything tipsy-turvy. You cannot have any good food, good environment, and good children. They raise the children. They make the society. They make the nation. So women should be applauded. And now is the time to act for gender parity, for equality, and for the success of the nation and the world and everywhere. Thank you. Thank you very much. I want to invite you. Please come for a call of action.
Thank you so much, Dr. Santosh, for your warmth, for your introduction, and for your friendship. Thank you. Honorable Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy, Dr. Gladys Folorunsho, Executive Director, IABC, Dr. Vijay Prabhakar, Chairman, the Global Eye, Dr. Rani Yusuf Afzai, Awards Jury Chair, Mr. Patel, distinguished guests, Namaskar, good afternoon. It gives me great pleasure to be here today, and I would like to extend my heartiest congratulations to all of you on the occasion of the International Women's Day 2021. I'm humbled to be speaking here today in the presence of such distinguished guests, yet I speak with a sense of great pride. As I look at all the women who have broken all gender barriers and accomplished so much. Cheers to you. A warm thank you to the Indian American Business Coalition and its partner organizations for this event to celebrate the achievement and advocating for acceleration of gender parity. Cultures are steadily moving towards gender equality. Stereotypes are constantly being challenged, and diverse representation of women is becoming more and more visible across fields. However, there remains work to be done. This is all just work in progress. Advocacy, inclusive mindsets, and tangible actions are needed from all and in every phase of life, whether it is at home, whether it is in the schools, whether it is in the workplace. Women are leaders everywhere you look, from the CEO who runs a Fortune 500 company to the housewife who raises her children and heads her household. I am an educator and the spouse of a career diplomat. Through my travels, I have juggled to wear several hats. Whether it is that of a mother who has ensured that her children settle into the new environments very quickly, whether it is that of a wife who chose to walk not one step behind, rather alongside her partner, whether it is that of a homemaker who opened her heart and her home to the outside world, giving them a glimpse into modern India, or whether it is that of an educator whose passion to have a positive impact and mold young minds has brought great satisfaction and joy. Even as I say these words, I'm forced to acknowledge that the job of juggling several hats, it is fraught with anxiety. At its very core, juggling comes with the expectation that you do not drop anything. My job as an educator and as an elementary specialist puts me in the unique position to support our young learners and each other in building a world where gender parity is not a desirable, it's a given. Believe me when I say that gender disparity starts very young. Research has shown that the concept of gender in children forms between the ages of 4 and 7. During this early phase, children form an understanding of gender norms, identities, and unfortunately, stereotypes of assertive male and passive females. As the spouse of a career diplomat, I play a significant role in representing my country and in providing a window into the socio-cultural aspects of India and challenging stereotypes about Indians, including about Indian women. India is on the move, and so are Indian women, who are making an integral contribution in that journey. In my role as the accompanying spouse, I have had the opportunity to live in different parts of the world. I would like to take this moment to talk about how, as women, we are each other's biggest allies. Through our moves across the world, I managed to forge friendships with women from different backgrounds, different cultures, different identities. These women have, at various points in my life, helped my own growth and helped me grow as a person, as an individual. They have been there to lift me up, to welcome me into the struggle, and to teach me more about the myriad issues that affect women. These issues actually are pretty similar across the world. So I really feel that women's issues are not linked to a region. These are all global issues. International Women's Day is a chance to celebrate that sisterhood, while also renewing our energy and the commitment to keep moving forward. Having said this, I have felt, and so have a few of my other friends, that there are greater expectations from the wife of a diplomat rather than from the husband of a diplomat. What this expectation entails differs depending upon the cultural aspect of the country. However, regardless of the culture, the male spouse receives more leeway than the wife. I hope that we are able to achieve gender parity in this aspect too, because we have to remember that our children are watching. What they see at home is what they will be taking out into the world. As I speak here today, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the roles that our mothers have played in our lives. I speak from my experience and from those of several of my friends about how our mothers have been our biggest supporters, how they have supported us in all our endeavors, how progressive they have been ensuring that their daughters are not just well educated, but well equipped to take on any challenge that life throws at them. Many of the women in that generation did not work, yet it did not deter them from being decision makers and charting the course forward for their daughters. It is now our turn to give the next generation a foothold as they spread their wings to fly. I would like to end my speech with a thought. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Surabhi Kumar. Now our Honorable Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy would like to present the call to action for the first International Women's Day hosted by Indian American Business Coalition and the Global Eye to Mrs. Surabhi Kumar, the First Lady of India in Chicago. We'd like Neil and the ambassador to join in the photograph. Thank you.
What a call for action from a wife of a diplomat, the First Lady of India in Chicago, Mrs. Surabhi Kumar. Ma'am, you sparkled your words, lit up the room, and you are a true lighthouse of hope, of empowerment, not only for women, and even for us youth in today's digital world, and we can all appreciate what you do.
Now, to introduce our chief guest, we have the entrepreneur, Dr. Rani Yousafzai, who is also this year's award jury chair. Rani is a healthcare entrepreneur with a strong background and streak of community services, not only here in the United States, but also across the world.
Rani Yousafzai is the mother of 2 young boys and is a true trooper when it comes to gender parity, gender equality, and women's empowerment. Dr. Rani Yousafzai will introduce our chief guest, Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy.
Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Abitha, for the introduction. It is my pleasure to be here at this special occasion to introduce our honorable chief guest of the day. He's an American businessman and a politician, serving as a U.S. representative for Illinois' 8th Congressional District since 2017. He's a member of the Democratic Party and serves on the House Oversight Committee and the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, chairman on the Oversight Soft Committee on Economic and Consumer Policy, and serves as an assistant whip. He also serves Need of Hour, Select Subcommittee of Coronavirus Crisis. His loud voice for support of women's rights and all Americans has always been there. His first statement, "I will continue to focus on middle class and our commitment to ensure the hard work is rewarded," is still remembered by the people of his district. Let's all give a warm welcome to our chief guest of the day, Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy.
Good afternoon. I am honored to be here. Thank you so much for those lovely words, Rani. And I want to observe those 3 rules of public speaking, which I've mentioned to you before. Be short, be sweet, and be gone. So I have 3 points that I want to make. First point, can you give a big round of applause to Medstar, Neil Patel, Raj Patel, Consul General Amit Kumar, Surabhi Kumar, Tanya PRABHAKAR, Santosh Kumar, Rani, IABC, and the Global Eye. I can't hear you. Come on. They worked so hard to put this together. And of course, all the volunteers who came here to serve us food, to set up this place, and make sure that we had a good time. And I want to say a special thank you to the memory of NAREN Bhai. You know, Naren Patel had the vision of setting up Medstar, and he was a very close friend of mine and many of the people in this room. And Neil and Raj, you carry forward his legacy with grace and dignity. And so I want to say thank you, especially to the Patel family. Can you give them a round of applause? I want to say special Congratulations to all the awardees in this room. Can you give them a round of applause? And can they stand and be recognized for one moment? Can you stand, please? Very good. Thank you so much for everything that you do for our community and our families. You richly deserve the honor of today's celebration. And then the third and final point is this. You know, today is International Women's Day, but actually, isn't every day Women's Day? And shouldn't it be Women's Day every day in every family? Do you agree with me on that? The feminist Gloria Steinem once said that a woman needs a man like a fish needs a bicycle. I think her point is that women can operate just fine, thank you, without us men. But in all seriousness, you know, businesses and governments need women like a fish needs water. They are that important to the functioning of our democracy. As mothers, as daughters, as sisters, as breadwinners, as caretakers, as the very people who not only give birth to society, but who take care of society, we need them now more than ever. Are you in agreement with that? And it's only appropriate that we meet as a group today at the same time that we honor and celebrate the first Indian, the first South Asian, the first woman Vice President, Kamala Harris. And the first black Vice President, Kamala Harris. You know, Kamala Harris brings a lot of strength, a lot of dignity, a lot of class, and a lot of curry power to the vice presidency. I happen to know her, and she's a real fine person. And she's not only all of the things I said, but she's also the best qualified person for the job. And so I'm just honored that she's there, and I'm honored to be able to help President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris as they take our country forward. Yes, ma'am. And so today, in all seriousness, let's honor our moms, our sisters, our daughters. Let's honor them for the people that they are and the people that they will become, because we are recognizing equality of the genders. And we're celebrating the fact that we've made progress, but we have a long ways to go. Do you agree with me on that? And so that is what today is about, reminding us about how much further we have to go and how we are resolved to get there. So with that, I close with my favorite saying, which is that yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why we call it the present. And you know who coined that phrase was none other than Eleanor Roosevelt, one of the great feminists of our time, one of the great leaders of our time, and statespeople of our time. So with that, thank you so much. God bless you. God bless all the awardees. And of course, God bless America. Thank you.
Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy, your remarks truly hit the spot. For me personally, as a young man, which, you know, I'm so proud of your accomplishment. We are proud that you have your voice in Capitol Hill, in Washington, D.C., and today the top 20 Chicagoland women of excellence are so fortunate to receive this honor from your hands. A man who is an ardent advocate of women's rights, of women's equality, and women's empowerment. Thank you so much for being our chief guest this afternoon, and as rightly pointed out, choosing to challenge women challenging women in leadership.
Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy, your remarks truly hit the spot for me as well. For me personally, as a young woman which hails from your same origin of Tamil Nadu and Chennai in India, my mother also hails from Tamil Nadu. I am so proud of your accomplishments and what you have done for us. Thank you.
Let the show begin. Friends, we are about to announce and honor the top 20 Chicagoland Women of Excellence. Our first awardee, honoree this afternoon, is none other than Dr. Ali Danaraj, Department Leader of Raytheon Technologies in Rockford, Illinois. She is one of the leading U.S. Department of Defense contractors in the Midwest.
All your relentless passion and personal sacrifices for the children of this community has truly been a heroic effort on your part. Using your motivational skills, our youth can now assert themselves very well. Thank you for teaching us. We can do it.
She is also president of Cousins for a Cause, a nonprofit organization to bring awareness to and to prevent treatable ocular conditions leading to permanent blindness.
Happy Women's Day, everybody. All the ladies here, enjoy the moment. Although every day is Women's Day, right? I don't want to specifically say today is Women's Day, but it is. Thank you, Abita. Thank you, Emilio. And my sincere thanks to Dr. Vijay. He's busy. Okay. It's very humbling to be here among the 20 excellent women. This is truly empowering. Our journey does not end here. It actually begins here. Rather, it just begins with the women. We have long ways to go, reach par with our men here. With that, I'll end my speech. I don't want to make it too long. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Our next honoree is Miss Regina Titsworth. She is a community activist of Lansing, Illinois. Miss Regina Titsworth is a no-nonsense community activist and ordained elder of Family Christian Center in Munster, Indiana.
Regina Titsworth has helped to keep the team spirit alive. Her support, strength, and drive is there always to overcome every twinge of doubt. Regina, you're an awesome coach who the Southland community can't do without, simply.
Good afternoon. I just thank God for this honor. I would like to personally thank Dr. P for nominating me. I would like to thank the Congressman for being here and giving me this great award. And I just would like to thank our community in Lansing and just let you all know that I dare to care. And I am just taking it one step at a time, bridging the gap in our community. And I just thank you, and I thank all the other awardees too. God bless.
Our next honoree is Commissioner Vasavi Shaka, the Commissioner for Naperville City Commission in Naperville. Vasavi is a courageous lady.
Vasavi Chaka is the first colored and first Asian American Lincoln Scholar in the United States of America. Vasavi Chaka is also the founder, president of Arala Incorporated, a firm which provides leadership, development, career counseling, and project management services.
Thank you so much for this honor. I'm very humbled. Thank you, Neil Koteji and Patelji. So thank you for this honor, and all the distinguished guests and my fellow sisters who are getting this award. I'm very happy to share this moment with you and Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy. It's a great honor, and all the inspiring leaders I always look up to are here, and Dr. Vijayji and Santoshji. Thank you so much. And courage knows no sex. So that's how I grew up. And this year, really fitting, calling for courage. It's for every woman, calling for self-reliance, actually. And I would like to see all of you recognizing your own power and stand up and fight for your right. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And
now presenting the Action Lady of the West Side, Ms. Nicole Harvey, Chairman, Safe Child Initiative of Chicago, Illinois. Fondly called Nikki. Nikki is the Director of Constituency Development Program and Operations of the Office of Congressman Danny Davis, Chicago's office.
Nikki is not only a public figure, but she is also an author of a book called A Word for the Soul. She is also a life member of a Greek organization, and she is also launching a special initiative for the police force. Her passion is to protect our criminal justice system and the law enforcement in Chicago. Her father, Pastor W.L. Harvey, is a proud union worker and a veteran, and a mother, Alice, is a teacher. Nikki is an action word. Welcome to the action, Princessa Nikki Harvey.
I am simply delighted to be here with you on today. I'm the girl who sits upstairs in her office who is very quiet, but gets a lot done. So I want to say thank you to the congressman who we did a lot of work for a few years back when we were working to get him elected, and to each and every one of you, to the business society that chose to share this with me, and most of all, to Dr. Vijay, who is a saint on this land here on earth. He did not tell me to prepare to have anything to say, so I was shocked. I had nothing prepared. I'm that pen and paper girl who is always prepared. But being the only child and the only daughter of a man who saw women as being different made sure that I knew that it was necessary to have a village. So I want to thank my village for being here with me today. I have an international table of women who are simply outstanding. To Judge Patrice Ball-Reed of the Circuit Court, who is a part of my village, for being here. To retired Police Sergeant Lanye Williams for being here. To active officer Akiba McKinney for being here with me on today. To my very good friend, active Police Sergeant Jermaine Harris, for sharing with me, and most of all, to the matriarch of our table, who stands in as my godmom because I love her so, with the transition of my parents, Sister Belle, who is truly a mentor in her own. Thank you guys so very much.
Well, I am so proud to announce our next honoree, a lady of substance, a lady of beauty, a lady of elegance, a lady of intelligence, Miss Twin Green.
Social justice on behalf of children and families. She's a member of the National Council for Behavioral Health. Miss Green is a lady with an innate passion for service, for leadership, for sharing, for coaching. Without further ado, Miss Twin Green.
Miss Green, I would like to be your twin, anytime, anywhere, but there's
Same.
only one twin Green.
I love it. Thank you all so much, Dr. Vijay, for nominating me. Thank you so much to the committee that selected me, and thank you for this awesome coalition. And Congressman Raja, thank you so much. And thank my family for always supporting me and being here. Look at my granddaughter over there. Stand up, baby girl. That's the next leader right there. This is truly an honor to be able to accept this award, this honor today on such an auspicious day. It will always be celebrated in my heart because you chose me worthy of this international recognition as one of the top 20 women of Chicagoland. So I thank you for that. I'm humble, I'm grateful, and to all the honorees that are here today, congratulations to you and all the women around the globe. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Green. Rarely does one come across a woman who's determined, a woman who's courageous, a woman who's not afraid to speak her mind, Ms. Nirmala Reddy. Our next awardee is a fashion designer, a boutique owner, and an accountant, Neelam Sabu.
She's an Indian American, and she is on the board of directors of VIJAY, a not-for-profit organization in Illinois. She's also plays a major role in the World Tamil Foundation, which recently held a huge World Tamil Convention in the Schaumburg area. She's also the women's coordinator of Tamil Nadu Foundation Chicago chapter.
Neelam Sabu lives in Naperville, works as an assistant controller at the Prepay Nation. She is the founder of Beautiful Ideas and is an active advocate for women-run small businesses. Her non-for-profit promotes education, and she's an active member of Happy Feet Women's Club, which promotes women's health through fun, fitness, and friendship.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for choosing me among one of you. I was not sure that I'm going to talk here today, so keep it short. Do what you love, follow your heart, be happy, spread happiness. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Our next honoree is Donna Thompson, the CEO of Our next honoree, my bad, is someone you should know as none other than Miss Anika Dubé. Anika Dubé is a successful human resources professional with over 2 decades of progressive international experience. Anika is currently working as Chief Human Resource Officer for an IT firm and has a son who is a Wharton graduate and a daughter who is in 5th grade.
Anika is an avid entrepreneur who creates jobs locally, a volunteer, and a supporter involved in promoting social cause through local groups. She is on the advisory board of MSN Society, which is dedicated for the upliftment of underprivileged women in the community. She also devotes herself to organizing Hindi Diwas, and she currently serves on the board of MAFS, Hindi Academic.
Good afternoon, everyone. Greetings to all the distinguished guests here. Raja Krishnamurthy, our renowned congressman. We have our Counsel General, our jury chair, Dr. Prabhakar, the leader behind all these events, and Santosh Maji. So I'm overwhelmed with gratitude to receive this Top 20 Chicagoland Women of Excellence Award, and I'm honored to receive this award from Indian American Business Coalition and Digital Eye, and was nominated by none other than Dr. Prabhakar. Thank you for nominating me, sir. And I am happy that the work that I do is being recognized and resonance with others. So I would take this opportunity to thank some of the people who have inspired me in my journey. And from the leaders here, Santosh Maji has been a great motivation and inspiration to me. And she has inducted me in her cabinet in MAFS Hindi Academy. And I'm sure I'll be able to keep up with her expectations. Also, I would like to thank my family here today. I have my husband here, who is very supportive, my children, and my mother who's back in India. And I would not have been here receiving this award if it was not the support of my husband to get involved in the community work that I do. So thank you all of you to come here and support us. Happy International Women's Day. And I would say just volunteer, support, and empower people in the community. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Our next awardee is an Indonesian American, Kartika Devi Wichanta. She is a jewelry and fashion designer. She is married to Martino Tangar and fondly known as Lady of Grace.
Kartika has worked with two famous designers, the late boutique Maestro, who has a flagship store in New York City, and a prominent fashion designer, Bayan, who also had a counter at Bergdorf Goodman in New York City. Kartika has opened her own jewelry line since 2015 and her own clothing line since 2018. Her collection can be seen at theladyquaintgallery.com.
Kartika is a great host. Last year, Kartika and husband Martino hosted the Global Women of Excellence reception at the Water Tower Place. It was an unforgettable evening where 33 women from different nationalities and nations all gathered under one roof.
Good afternoon. I would like to thank you to Dr. VIJAY Prabhakar for the nomination. Congratulations to Indian American Business Council and Global Eye, Dr. Rani Yosefzai, Ms. Chan Mashim, Dr. Gladys Fluronsho, Dr. Santos Kumar. Special thanks to the Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy and First Lady of India, Mrs. Surabhi Kumar. Last but not least, my husband and my parents, who always supports and encouraged me to do what I'm passionate about. Thank you all for your great support, encouraging me to do more of good works and contributed to the community at large. And last but not least, Happy International Women's Day.
Since we're on the subject of jewelry and fashion, that leads us to our next awardee, Ratna Kapoor, the CEO of KS Foundation in Aurora.
Ratna has a genuine heart to make this world a better place by supporting those in need and by her ongoing commitment and passion for serving the community. Ratna believes you need to have a positive, cheerful mind first in order to improve oneself, and only then you can improve our communities.
Her non-for-profit has delivered more than 50,000 meals to homeless shelters, food pantries, soup kitchens, and homeless people on the streets.
She is a dynamic woman, entrepreneur by profession, a philanthropist by passion, and she has done a good work during the COVID pandemic.
Good afternoon, everyone, and it's an honor to get this award from none other than our own role model, Raja Krishnamurthy. And again, it's an honor to have Mr. Kumar and Surabhi Kumar here. And then I would like to thank Dr. VIJAY Prabhakar, IAB's team, and also Global Eye for nominating me into, for this award. And as Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in this world, and I'm glad myself and my whole team was able to bring this change because we did 50,000 plus meals in our first year of being in the team. So thank you so much, and God bless all.
Our next awardee is a corporate vice president and executive director of Illinois National Youth Advocacy Program in Madison, Illinois. Vivian Gowa is a licensed clinical social worker in Illinois with more than 25 years of experience in the human service field in both non-for-profit and for-profit arenas.
Vivian's international experience in child welfare includes chairing the social work Tri-City Exchange between Chicago and Hamburg, Germany, and Birmingham, and co-chairing the Chicago and Durban South Africa South Subcommittee. Vivian is a COA peer review team leader and a HAG evaluators for many years, leading a conditional visits across the United States and Canada. Welcome the Behavioral Health Service Chief, Vivian Goa.
Hello, everybody. I want to truly thank the organizers of this event, and especially Dr. P, for nominating me. As a woman of African descent, I'm standing on my ancestors as I receive this award. As a woman of this generation, I'm actually standing on women that have gone before me and have had a harder time than me to prepare all of this so I can be here today. Before getting here this morning, actually, I was watching how the suffragists suffered in the 19th century and the 20th century to give women vote. And this day, we take it for granted. So standing on great women and standing on our diversity of human diversity, I stand here as just a representation of thousands of women that are out there doing amazing things. The United Nations says one of the most untapped resources in the world is women. If women were educated and actually given a chance, this world would be a better place. So we are on our way, women. Thank you so much.
Our next awardee is a Latina working at the Edward Heights Way Hospital, Nora Alvarado Garcia. She is the Deputy Area Manager of Information and Technology Operations and Services at Edward Hines Junior Hospital in Hines, Illinois.
Nora is a leading senior system network analyst who has excelled in the informational technology field, and she rose among the ranks from working for the Department of Health and Human Services, and now with the Veterans Hospital. Nora is an immigrant from Mexico and grew up in the neighborhood of Back of the Yards. Nora has an awesome husband. She is a mother of 3 and grandmother of 2. Ladies and gentlemen, Nora Alvarado Garcia.
Hello, thank you. It's a great honor, surprise. Only had a couple of days prep. Thank you. I think it was Roddy that nominated me. I had a various speech. I'm like, what should I say? Should I represent the VA, my 37 years of government service? All I can say, it's been a challenge, an honor, struggle. Coming from a Hispanic immigrant family with, we are, 5? My father, the sole provider. There was really no money. So I had 3 jobs and put myself through school. And besides doing that, I came across the hurdle, oh wow, I'm in IT. Not only do I have to fight with trying to get a job, but the field, which was, and it still is, male dominant, unfortunately. So for me to get to this point has been an honor. As the first female Hispanic deputy director, or what they call it, the chief of OINT for the VA at Hines. Never has there been a female Hispanic that title. Just an FYI. And I wouldn't have been able to do this if it wasn't for my family, my mom, my dad, my husband, my children, and my community. So I thank you all for this honor, and shout out to all the nominees. Thank you.
Gracias, Senora Garcia. And up next, we have Dr. Robin Jackson, a physician volunteer of To Walk in My Shoes, a Chicago non-for-profit organization on the west side of Chicago. Her passion for community service and leadership commitment to the health enhancement of others and focus on quality performance despite the pandemic is why she is being awarded the Top 20 Chicagoland Women of Excellence.
Dr. Robin Jackson, your clear and concise and ever-present guidance in the face of many adversities changes chaos into calm, disorder into order, and dissension to harmony. You are a dynamite coach. Ladies and gentlemen, Robin Jackson.
Thank you, everybody. It's an honor to be here, to be on the stage getting this award. I'd like to thank the Indian American Business Coalition and Digital Eye for making this possible. I'd like to thank Dr. Prabh for nominating me and everybody behind the scenes. My heart is very heavy because I'm not here by my doings. I have strong women in my family. I wish they were here. My mother and grandmother who were nurses who wanted to be doctors but they couldn't because of the times, because of the social climate. I have a great-great-grandmother who was a college professor. Can you imagine that? In the early 1900s. And to my great-great-great-grandmother, Grandma Woodard, who came off the boat from Madagascar, who was a midwife. And these people had to help the women of color. They would be amazed to know that right now that we have an African-American vice president. I stand on their shoulders and everybody else who believed in the women and believed in me. And I work hard in the community so nobody else has to walk in the shoes that I did. It wasn't easy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Jackson. Up next, we have a person who you cannot forget, a person who has made an impact on you, and that is Ms. Shahida Khan, the CEO of Studio Elite on Devon Avenue, Indo-Pak Town in Chicago. She is the founder, Shahida Khan is the founder and president of a non-for-profit organization called Susie's Palace, dealing with empowerment and shelter. She is also spearheads the education and training activities for the last 10 years at this organization.
Ms. Shahida Khan is a fashion icon in the fashion industry in Chicagoland for the past 30+ years. Shahida Khan owns and manages Studio Elite and carries high-end designs from India and Pakistan. She not only is a fashion icon, but she also queued up our senses, established priorities, and rescued communities from our own self-imposed defeats. Shahida has always been high-thinking, who thinks globally and acts locally. Shahida's attitudes have been permanently adjusted to raise our spirits to a balloon-high soul. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Shahida Khan.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much. I'm really honored to accept this award for Shahida Khan, who is indisposed and she is currently in the hospital, and we'll all pray for her good health. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Khan. Up next, we have Ms. Vidya Joshi, President, BBM of North America, Naperville, Illinois, which has 72 chapters throughout the nation and has a database of more than 100,000 members. BBM stands for the Maharashtra Mundal of North America. Vidya Joshi is a master at perseverance. She has been spearheading several initiatives during the COVID-19 pandemic for food, for visa financial, and mental health support.
Vidya Joshi has taken efficient actions, which are always fueled with passionate efforts to ensure that she reaches her goal of serving all. She's a homeopathic doctor and has earned her MBA in Healthcare Administration. Vidya Joshi currently manages numerous different clinics and hospitals in the addiction area. She's also connecting and harnessing the cultural threats through the American mainstream and reaching out to people in the DuPage County area. Ladies and gentlemen, Vidya Joshi.
Thank you, and I'm really truly honored to receive this award from Honorable Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy in the presence of jury, Surbiji, Amit Kumar, and Mr. Patel, Santoshji, and of course, Dr. Prabhakar. I would like to thank you first, my family, my husband, Ravi, he's here taking pictures, and my daughters, Samruddhi and Mihika, because I believe without family and without their support, we cannot achieve anything. Thank you to, special thanks to Mr. Dr. Prabhakar, because his team generously nominated me for this award, and thanks to selection committee who selected me. I will not take much of a time, but I would like to introduce my organization, which is a BMM. That's a Bruhan Maharashtra Mandal, which has 76 Maharashtra Mandals. It's an umbrella organization, and over millions of Maharashtrians all over USA and Canada. And its vision is to continue building compassionate, healthy, and friendly community, and we vow towards preserving the North American diversity values. So thank you so much. And I would like to share this award with my mom and my all BMM teammates. And thank you. One more important thing, and the last thing is that we should support each other. As a woman, we should stand, we should support, and we should grow all together. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Joshi. Now, we have heard and seen today women from all different walks of life. Now, our next honoree is a renowned rap artist among us, Anasha Holiday. Ms. Holiday, the Chief Operating Officer of No Adults Left Behind. This organization is a very unique organization which helps students of any age to get that high school degree and have a second chance in learning.
First of all, Nasha, you have a very beautiful green, gorgeous gown on. I just wanted to say that. Second of all, Anasha Holiday is a community leader actively involved in issues concerning youth and young adults. Anasha Holiday also is in the arena of giving the youth of the inner city of Chicago not only quality education, but also finding employment. She is consistently, through her not-for-profit organization, Against Left Behind, doing employment fairs and job fairs and connecting the inner city youth of Chicagoland to employers to gainfully employ them. Congratulations, Anasha Holiday.
Good afternoon, everyone. First, I'd like to give thanks to my creator and everyone that's on the panel. I really appreciate this. I'm humbled. Thank you, Dr. VIJAY. I thank you all, Congressman. I thank you, Mr. Patel, and your family. I love everything that's going on, everything that's been done. I would like to thank Mr. Andre Ellis. He is not only the CEO of No Adults Left Behind, but he's also my mentor, my love, my prayer warrior, and my covering. He helps me be who I am as a woman, and I'm still becoming. And being in the music business and not knowing at an early age how music and education played a big part in this world, it does. And just transforming from hip hop to gospel rap to being a leader in No Adults Left Behind, it's all about gratitude. It's all about dedication, whether I'm feeding those who are hungry, handing out toiletries. It's just the givingness behind love and unity. It feels great to be amongst women great women, virtuous women, mothers, daughters, sisters, wives, to be able to present all of you all, and even you all here today. Being able to be on a stage built on unity. See, when I was rapping in hip hop, it was about competition amongst women. I stand here today as unity amongst women, and it means everything to me. And even though the men, they rule the world, it takes the women to make it go around. Without us, nothing will be possible, nothing at all. And I owe Dr. BJ a rap. I told him I would rap something. Okay. See, I know how it feels to wake up messed up, pockets broken, dead. Yeah, I remember well. And now that I got my game up, came up, a lot of people say that I done bailed. People talking crap about the life I lived, the things I did, but missed a lot of sweat and the tears. Didn't know about my warriors praying for me, crying to Jehovah, till my knees got bloody. Surrounded by snakes, figuring out who really loves me. Truth or dare, grin and bear, fake stares, bulletproof, thanks to God, he's been there. Still getting through trials and tribulations. Highly favored, goodness gracious, thank the Lord for having patience. Got the formula, yeah, people, I can say I'm on it. Can't tell you how to get it if you really don't want it. Thank you.
Thank you, Anasha.
Thank you.
To join the 20 in Chicagoland Women of Excellence, we now present Ms. Sadaf Khan of the Human Development Foundation of North America. Sadaf Khan is a resourceful and solution-focused project management specialist with a double master's in systems development and project management. She is a dynamic individual who is very IT competent in information technology. She's an innovative engagement manager involved in various implementations for the variety of technologies.
Sadaf Khan sets the space for the youth in our, well, let's face it, digital age. She's a team player, self-motivated, and is being honored as one of Chicagoland's top 20 women of excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, Sadaf Khan.
Thank you very much. It's such an honor to be here and be amongst these 20 women. Thank you for nominating me, Ronnie, and thank you, Congressman, for being here and awarding me with this. I also wanted to thank my husband and my family, and especially my father, Dr. Mushtaq Khan, who laid the foundation for a lot of what I'm able to do today. He was the founder of Association of Pakistani Physicians of North America, and a Human Development Foundation as well. As a woman in IT, I definitely deal with gender parity every day. I am usually the only Pakistani American Muslim woman on the entire project. So I say that to say I leave you with 3 things. First of all, don't be afraid to speak up. Ask for what you want. Number 2, support other women. Really, really relish in each other's success. And number 3, if you're gonna break gender parity, you have to start with breaking gender norms.
Our next honoree this afternoon is Ms. Awilda Gonzalez, Program Director, Home Care and Adult Daycare of Universal Metro Asian Services in Roselle, Illinois.
Awilda Gonzalez, your badge of courage in the face of our chaos is an absolute beacon of light for our youth. Gonzalez has over 46 years of experience in the not-for-profit field for in-home care services. She has held the position of Director of Programs for ASI Incorporated for the last 30 years before joining the Universal Industries, Universal Metro Asian Family Services, and Metropolitan Asian Family Services in August 2013.
Good afternoon, everyone. Did you like my mask? My 88-year-old mom made it for me, and she made sure that I wore it today. I have a couple of stories to tell you. First of all, I'm honored to be here. I am the little pea in the pot. I am the one that moves around. Hey, excuse me, I gotta go there. Excuse me, I gotta go there. That's who I am. I've been working for 48 years in the field of servicing senior citizens, people with handicap, and joined later on in life with Universal Metro Asian Services. I am honored to be working for Mrs. or Dr. Santosh Kumar, Representative Raja. Thank you so much. All the staff here, thank you so much. I refuse to the Consul General and his wonderful and lovely wife, and I loved your speech. I'm going to tell you a story. When my children were small, I always had the opportunity to take them to work whenever I wanted to. My boss was great, my former boss, but she rest in peace. We lost her to Alzheimer's. My daughter was about 7 years old, and I used to take her with me. And I used to take work home also. So they started paying her 5 cents for what she was doing per hour. She says, I want a meeting with your boss. And I said, sure. She goes into her office and she says, I have experience. I work for my mom at the house doing the same thing I'm doing here. So I deserve to get more money. Today, she has a top position with the Department of Human Services. I also have another daughter who's an IT person. Hear that, males? And of course, my oldest son. The 3 treasures of my life. That is my legacy. And the 10 beautiful children that they have given me. And my firstborn grandchild, my priest, I called him and I said, Father Don, my grandson was born. He says, what are you so happy about? What you got to do with it? And I said, I planted the mustard seed. What are you talking about? And he said, that's right. I am honored again to be here. I love what I do to service people. That is my legacy. Thank you so much for giving me the honor to be here today and presenting me with this wonderful plaque. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Gonzalez. Just before Congressman Krishnamurthy, we would like to thank him so much for being here all this time, sir, in your valuable time. We have the Global Eye has a very special award to present. We'll request the Congressman to do the honors, and then he'll be leaving, but the program continues. The Corporate Diversity Award for Excellence 2021. We talked about gender parity, gender equality. The Diversity Award of Excellence Corporate 2021 goes to Medstar Labs. We'll request Raj Patel to join his elder brother, Mr. Neil Patel, to receive this award. Medstar, his workforce, 80%, my friends, are women out of the 300 employees. And 33% of Medstar is owned by a minority woman. Please give it up for the first awardees of the Corporate Diversity Award of Excellence from Global Eye to Neil Patel, the CEO and COO Raj Patel. Please all, Consul General, please stand for the photograph. We'll request now Neelam Dwivedi, the Bihari Beti, to present a bouquet of flowers to Raj Patel. We'll request our MCs, Rani, all, Mrs. Kumar, please join in this photograph. Come, stand here. Thank you very much. We'd like to again record our appreciation and thanks to the Honorable Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy. I think it's one of the rare occasions he has spent so much time because he's so busy. He has two more events to go before 3 o'clock. So I don't know how he's going to make it, but he's a superman, a congressman. Let's hear it for Raja Krishnamurthy. Thank you so much.
Congratulations again to all the distinguished women who have excelled as the top 20 Chicagoland Women of Excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause to all these ladies who are being honored today by our Congressman Krishnamurti, who sets the tone, who walks the talk, and who excels representing all of us and being our voice.
Yes, Emilio, it's a phenomenal experience for me, and I'm sure for all of you guys here this afternoon to hear about such amazing women and what they are doing. I salute to all the top 20 women of excellence.
The Indian American Business Coalition and the Global Digital News magazines are delighted to host this event, and as the chairman of the Indian American Business Coalition, Neil Patel, and the women's chair, Dr. Santosh Kumar, has earlier said, this will be an annual event.
So please give it up to the host this afternoon, the Indian American Business Coalition and the Global Eye, the worldwide digital news magazine.
Now we come to a very important part of this program. We have heard women empowerment, gender parity, gender equality, achievable future for women. This afternoon, the Indian American Business Coalition and the Global Eye Digital News magazine is presenting the Corporate Diversity Award of Excellence. Oh. Dr. Vijay is the president of the Indian American Business Coalition and the chairman of the Global Eye. Dr. Prabhakar has been recently appointed as the vice chancellor of Rima University and has got several awards, achievements, and he truly believes in engaging himself in the community and leading the communities, not only the Indian American community to which he belongs, but to all the different multi-ethnic communities and integrating them into the mainstream.
Dr. Prabhakar is also the founder of U.S. Congressman's Multi-Ethnic Advisory Task Force, and he works closely with Congressman Raja Krishnamurti, among other elected officials.
Thank you, Dr. Prabhakar. Congratulations to the Medstar CEO, Neil Patel, and COO, Raj Patel. Now we have the closing remarks for this afternoon's remarkable event by none other than Ambassador Amit Kumar, the Consul General of India at Chicago.
Ambassador Amit Kumar represents the government of India for 11 different states in the Midwest. Ambassador Amit Kumar is a seasoned diplomat, having served in Japan, China, earlier in Washington, D.C., and New York and New Delhi. He also had the unique opportunity of working closely with Dalai Lama, the spiritual leader and human rights activist. Ambassador Amit Kumar will now give his closing remarks.
Thank you for that kind introduction. Distinguished guests and participants. I recognize that it's way past lunchtime, so I won't stand in the way of lunch. I'll therefore be very brief in my remarks. At the outset, I would like to commend the organizers for putting this event together and for recognizing some outstanding achievers today. As I stand before you, I speak both as a Government of India representative, but also as an individual, as a husband, and as a father. As previous speakers have highlighted, we need to have inclusive mindsets and tangible action to realize gender parity. This is quite clearly a work in progress. As I see it, governments, societies, and individuals all need to play their part. Of course, the government has indeed a very critical role to play in setting out normative frameworks to ensure access to education, health, employment, equal opportunity, to ensure that workplaces remain safe, free from harassment and violence. At the same time, as society and individuals, we need to take action. I will just, since I represent India, I just wanted to mention two things about India. One, when we got independent in 1947, we implemented universal suffrage straight away. In our first general elections in 1951, every eligible voter, irrespective of his sex, means, position, status, was eligible to vote in our country. A second aspect relates to political participation and women's role in decision-making processes. And there also, I think, the socio-political initiative that the government of India took to reserve 30% of seats for women at village and development council levels, I think was a landmark decision. It allowed women to directly participate on matters that most concern them. It has also created a pool of women leaders who have, some of whom have later gone on to represent their districts in the state and even at the federal level. As Surabhi has pointed out in her speech, education starts from home, and this is a much wider conversation that we all who are present here need to take forward. Children form their initial impressions at home. It is therefore important that the menfolk in particular step up and set examples at home. Sharing of household chores or sharing of responsibilities at home is a given and should be undertaken, but quite often the default expectation is that certain tasks are meant to be done by women. I think so we all need to make progress on this front. A related aspect, I think, is how we treat our sons and daughters. Are we treating them equally? Is there no discrimination? Are we alert to this aspect, or are we unconsciously reinforcing role plays and stereotypes? I will stop here. I think it's important for men to be part of this conversation along with women. And I think there's enough food for thought for the moment. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Kumar. And that concludes. Thank you all. You have been a wonderful audience. Congratulations again to all the top
20 Chicago women of excellence.
Remember, choose to challenge women in leadership wherever you are. Now I call upon the young, energetic Ravi Govindaraj, the treasurer of the Indian American Business Coalition. Ravi is an IT engineer and also a very sincere community activist and volunteer who's associated with several organizations. Ravi is a resident and volunteer of Naperville City, but gives of himself like a true trooper to all those who are in need, wherever and whenever they want. Please welcome Ravi G., the treasurer of the Indian American Business Coalition, to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Emilio, for the introduction. So, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, everyone. Are you enjoying this event? Yeah, thank you. So, first of all, congratulations to the awardees. Can we put our hands together once more, one round of applause for all the awardees here tonight. So we are almost at the end of the program today, but as Congressman said, the celebration never ends for women. So it's like every day. So because they are the elixir of life now, so it's equal to what Santoshji said. So it's one more comparison, like I was about to say that. So it's a fuse, electric fuse, right? Fuse in your home. So that that's driving everything like in your home. So the women are like driving everything in and out every day. So without them, nothing is possible. So one more is like when we talk more about women, or even talk about women, we call it as feminism. And then like the person who talks about it is feminist. One way it is like recently it's gaining momentum, and then we are getting appreciation, recognition for that, and then it grabs attention, and it's also well criticized. So it's okay to have the criticism as well, because like it's gaining momentum and people are watching and people know, but for some it's very hard to accept, which is okay. Because you do a lot of things, you're at par with men. I always do say like women are empowered already. So you're at par with men, you're in all the fields, or you're working with them, and even there are like some more fields that men can't enter and women only can do the job. And they are proving themselves already. So I say, like, God created a special system for women. Only women have that pain-bearing system. So men can't have that. Men don't have that. Sorry to say that. So that's what it is. Like, more roles come, wherever more roles, like when you take, the responsibilities come together. So that's where I see it. So when you have more pains, you are the only one that you can bear the pain, and God created you for that, and you have to take pride in it and go for it. And as I said, like again, you are the elixir of life, and you are driving men and the entire world. So be proud of that. And with this, I take this as a segue. And before that, I would say, like, be mindful, watchful of the community, and be cautious in whatever you're doing, and take care of yourself. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank many people around here who work day and night on this event, and then like the sponsors. First of all, I would like to thank you all for stepping out of your home during this COVID pandemic to appreciate and witness the top 20 Women of Excellence in Chicagoland. So I would like to thank our chief guest, Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy, who honored this function with his presence. Consul General Amit Kumarji and Surabhi Kumarji, thank you for joining us in this event. Thank you, Mr. Neil Patel and Raj Patel, for helping us with the enter this auditorium and the plays and at the Medstar location. This has been a wonderful place. And thank you, Mrs. Santosh Ji, for helping us with your people and for the logistics. And they were with us last night, and they were helping for all in and out. Thank you so much for your help. Thanks to Indre of Medstar, who she was like working with us all night, probably like till midnight, for all the things like the printouts, tags, and whatever we asked for. And she was there to, making sure like everything was taken care. Thank you so much. And I would like to thank our Asian media, Suresh Bodiwala ji. So without you, we wouldn't look nice. So you make that happen. So every picture, immediately, I'm getting a couple pictures, thank you. Yeah. So thank you, Biju, for hosting this live event, the Facebook Live, and as well as the YouTube Live. And one of our key people here, Mrs. Ali Dhanraj, she is the event coordinator for this event, and she was like running behind the wheels and getting all things done. Thank you so much. Without you, it would not have been possible. And I would like to thank team members, Neelam, Anika, and Tamil, for working with us and helping with us in this event, making this event successful. And last but not least, our leader and chief, Dr. Vijay Prabhakar, the man behind the creation, whatever you think of, and then making it a successful, being behind. So I would really thank Dr. Vijay Prabhakar ji, and thank you for giving me opportunity to give the vote of thanks. And once again, thank you all. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Ravi. Before we have the MCs, we'd like to give a big round of applause to both our MCs who did very well, Emiliana Martinez and Abhita Dhanraj. Please give it up to them. One more time. Thank you. Give a big round of applause. They did a wonderful job. And over back to the MC again. Thank you.
I'm sure you all are waiting very patiently for your food. Lunch is served at the back. And please pick up a